camp was built in 1926 by an engineer from Augusta, and he sold it to my grandparents in 1939, along with a Kennebec square stern canoe that my father bought for $25, and my grandparents bought this place for $500. They had to re-roof it the first winter. They did it in December, and it was quite a chore because it gets quite cold up here in December. For many years, we vacationed here the first 2 weeks of August. My father and grandfather ran their own business, so they would take the 2 weeks, and the whole family would come up and vacation here. And up until 2000, everything came in and out by boat or walking. They had various different ways to get in and out. Locations they would launch a boat and come in. Everything ran with propane, gas lights, gas refrigerator, and gas stove. And in 2000, we got a road in. My neighbor bought some land, and he extended the road that he had built previously. And I jumped in on the action, and we got power in here, and we got a road in here. It made a big difference. Now I have a TV. And that's it. The family's always vacationed here. I was brought up here. I love this place. It's a vacation spot, and then when we retired, we moved 50 miles away, and now I spend virtually the entire summer here. On this porch alone, I put the storm windows in. Before it was just screens, so if it was a cold, rainy day, you couldn't sit out here, and you couldn't have a rug in here, and you couldn't have any kind of real furniture. So I put some storm windows in and made it so you could use it on a rainy day and be a little bit more room because it's a very small cabin. About 8 years ago, we put an addition on because our family has grown a little bit with the grandchildren and everything. So we put an addition on, and over one of the older ways that we used to come in, a few miles away, you could see the road coming down off of a hill. And at 9 o'clock at night, or right around 9 o'clock at night, every night, 7 days a week, there's a car that comes down over the hill. You can see with the headlights. But and this has been going on since I was a kid. So, but now the trees are growing up around up there, and you only get a fleeting glimpse of the headlights. But for all these years, and I've been coming up here since 1947, when my father carried me in a pack basket down the hill. That's one of the ways we used to come in. And it's been like that ever since. It still happens roughly around 9 o'clock every night, 7 nights a week. I've ice fished a couple of times here. Both times the ice was about 2 feet thick. And it's quite challenging. You have to walk in, lug everything in, and this is before I had a snowmobile. So we walked in quite a ways, and we had a good time. We stayed overnight one night, and we caught some nice pickerel. Sometimes we see moose, deer, we see blue herons, eagles, ducks, and of course one of the favorites are the loons, which we have a pair that show up every year, and most years they have 2 chicks. This year they only had 1, but we always, for many years, we've always had at least one loon chick every year, and we see all kinds of critters that come either flying by or swimming by or walking by. Well, there's an old story about up and back. We used to get our water from a spring up and back, and near the spring, in the side of a hill, small hill, is an old stone foundation. And the story goes that back in the 1820s, there was a family that lived there, and they had some kind of epidemic come through and it killed them all off. But the stone foundation is still there. Of course, there's no anything else, no wood or anything. It's just that's all rotted from almost 200 years. But the stones are still there, and you can still see it in the hillside.